Hi everyone, hi sir, good day. I am Mr. Roger G. Optional, the presenter of this topic today. So our topic today is all about carbohydrates. So in this topic, let's go beyond our learning objective. First, discuss about carbohydrates, and the second one, the classification of carbohydrates, and the third one, the function of carbohydrates. So first, let us define what is carbohydrates. So according to my different gathered information coming from the different sources, I I come up this definition. Carbohydrates are broadly defined as a polyhydroxy uh, aldehydes or ketones under derivatives as a substance that yield one of these components. So carbohydrates are composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Then it is also a functional group present include hydroxyl groups, and the third one, the OSE or indicates as a sugar to related to carbon dioxide, related to carbohydrates rather. Carbohydrates are the most abundant of all organic compounds in nature, especially in plants. Energy from the sun is used to convert carbon dioxide and water into the carbohydrate glucose. So many of the things that describe it about carbohydrates, usually glucose molecules are made into long chain polymers of starch that stores energy. So about 65% of the foods in our body that diet consists of carbohydrates. So in our body, it is 65% consists of food and how the carbohydrates give some sort of energy about our human health. So next, we have here the classification of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are classified according to the number of their subunits that make them up. So there are three types of carbohydrates. First, we have monosaccharides. Second, the disaccharides. And the third one, the polysaccharides. So next one, let us first discuss what is monosaccharides. So in the term mono, which means single only. So monosaccharides are simple sugars of the compounds which possesses a free aldehyde or keton group of two or more hydroxyl groups. They are the smallest or the simplest sugars and cannot be hydrolyzed further into smaller units. So in addition to that information, monosaccharides contain a single carbon chain and are classified on the basis of the number of carbon atoms they possess and as aldose or ketones depending upon their group. So next we have disaccharides. So disaccharide, which means simplest term is two. Um, Disaccharides composed of two monosaccharides. Cells can make disaccharides by joining two monosaccharides by biosynthesis. So, gathered information or additional information, the disaccharides act as an energy source from the body, just like any other carbohydrates. When we eat food that contain disaccharides, our bodies break down into simple sugars for absorption. So that's why, yun parang kinakain natin every time we eat different foods that we have take in our body, it is breakdown and compose, it is magagawa siya as a simple form of digestion na absorb natin sa ating katawan na matatawag natin siya na disaccharides pala. So, the next one, or the different example of combination of disaccharides, we have first the glucose plus fructose equals sucrose. And the second one, we have glucose plus galactose equals lactose. And the third one, we have glucose plus glu glucose is equal to maltose. So those are the example of combination of disaccharides related to our human health or human body. The next one, we have polysaccharides. So polysaccharides are containing 10 or more monosaccharides units attached together, which poly, which means more, no, containing 10 or more. No, marami siya. So, an example of this, we have starch, digestible, the glycogen, digestible also. And we have also the fiber, digestible, long chains of glucose, forms of units, these called polysaccharides. So, polysaccharides can also be said that the cellulose gave structure to plant fiber to our diet. And the glycogen is an energy storage sugar produced by the animals, and the liver cells synthesize glycogen after a meal to maintain blood glucose level. And carbohydrates of nature occur as a polysaccharides chemically. The polysaccharides may be distinguished into homopolysaccharides, which yield into hydrolysis as a single monosaccharide, and heteropolysaccharides, which produce a mixture of monosaccharides on hydrolysis. So based on their functional aspect, the polysaccharides may be grouped under two heads. We have nutrient or digestible polysaccharides. This act as a metabolic reserve of monosaccharides in plants and animals. And the second one, the structural or indigestible polysaccharides, these serve as a rigid mechanical structures in plants and animals related to cellulose, pectin, chitin, and also hyaluronic and uh, chondroitin. So those are the different two group under the polysaccharides. So the different function of carbohydrates. First, the major source of energy. So ito yung ito yung mga the most important na function ng carbohydrates na na-uptake natin sa ating human body. It is the main source of energy. Then second one, the major structural components of plant cells. So nakakatulong ang carbohydrates especially in plants. Then the third one, release oxygen to form glucose. And the last one, reserve or stored energy to form glycogen. So that's it about our discussion for today, and we end up about the function of carbohydrates. So these are the different references where I can access about, or we can access about our report for today or our discussion today. So any questions, comments, suggestions, if you have, ilagay lang sa comment section para makita ko at masagot ko yung mga questions nyo, mga clarifications nyo regarding sa ating discussion today. So, assignment. Make a short essay about purpose and importance of carbohydrates in our daily life. And it's total of 50 points and to be passed next meeting. So, if you have no questions, clarifications, and suggestion, thank you so much for listening, class, and thank you so much for attending the meeting today. And God bless everyone. Have a nice day and goodbye. Bye, class.